The Z Fold 4 has been one of my favorite smartphones of 2022, and I decided to put it to the test and edit this whole video and film this whole video using the Z Fold 4. I'm putting the cameras and chipset to the test and seeing if it could actually be used to make a whole YouTube video. So let's get started. So first off, I'm using the Galaxy Z Fold 4 to film this whole talking head that you're seeing here. I use the Ultra HD option with 30 frames per second, so that kind of gives you an idea of what to expect with the video coming from the Z Fold 4. Now when it comes to the B-roll that you're seeing in this video, I'm not using the Z Fold 4's camera for everything. I'll be using my Sony a7 III for a lot of the B-roll because it's kind of hard to film the Z Fold 4 with the Z Fold 4's camera. But there are some instances where I did use the Z Fold 4's camera to do the B-roll, but just to make it simple, if you see a ZF4 at the bottom left of the screen, that means that the video is coming from the Z Fold 4, and that kind of gives you an idea of how the Fold 4's camera compares to an actual full frame mirrorless camera like the Sony a7 III. Now for my setup, I have the Z Fold 4 on a tripod. You can really use any tripod that you have laying around. I'll leave some budget tripods in the description that you can check out, but really any tripod will work. I have a tablet tripod mount that I use to hold the Galaxy Z Fold 4 in place while I film this talking head, and I used a tablet tripod mount because I decided to open up the Z Fold 4 and film it that way instead of it being closed. And the reason for that is because the Z Fold 4 has this really cool feature where you can use the outer display as a viewfinder. You open up the camera app on the outer display when the phone's closed, you hit the selfie option on the top left, and now you flip it open, and now you're using the main camera system and you can actually see what you're filming. It just makes it so much easier when you're trying to film yourself, because sometimes when you're using that main camera, you can't see anything. And if you wanted to use the selfie camera, most of the time selfie cameras on smartphones are just not very good, and the main camera sensor is so much better. So now you have the best of both worlds. You can see what you're filming with that outer display, and you're still using that main camera system on the Galaxy Z Fold 4. When it comes to audio, that's really important. I wouldn't rely solely on the microphone coming from the Z Fold 4, even though it's a pretty good microphone. But if you're filming yourself like a talking head like this one, the camera is gonna be farther back, so you want that microphone a little closer to you. And I'm using the Blue Yeti, as you can see here, it's just on my desk. I connected it to my Z Fold 4 with an adapter, and I'll include everything that I use in the description below, of course. But you don't have to use a Blue Yeti. You can go with a more budget option. Even a cheap budget lavalier microphone that you can connect to your shirt is a good option. Anything that you can get closer to you when you're filming is gonna be so much better. But as you can hear, the Blue Yeti sounds really great. It's just more on the expensive end, especially when compared to other budget options out there. I'll leave a few options that you can check out that I like, but for this video, I did use a Blue Yeti. Now, when it comes to lighting, you don't have to spend a fortune on studio lights and expensive studio lights. I'll leave some budget options in the description below. And I have one light directly to my left, kind of 90 degrees from me, and it's kind of close to me, and that's kind of my main light. I also have another light kind of to my right, a little bit behind me, and that's my fill light. And that's all I'm using for this video, 2 lights, and that's it. Now you do want to have some lighting that is important. You don't want it to be too dark. If you really want to save money, you can even film during the day and use natural sunlight if that's something you want to do. You just need something that's going to make the image look a little better. And really that's it for filming this talking head that you're seeing right now. Tripod, microphone, lights, and the Z Fold 4. And that's really all that you need. You just find a good place, you film it, and there's your talking head. You don't have to spend a fortune on these accessories. I mean, after all, if you have a Galaxy Z Fold 4, you've already spent a lot of money. And that brings me to my partner for today's video, Mint Mobile. With smartphones getting more and more expensive, you have to find ways to save money. And that's where Mint Mobile comes in. Mint Mobile offers premium wireless for as low as $15 a month, and you don't have to sacrifice coverage, speed, or data. They're built on the nation's largest 5G network, and switching is super easy too. Mint Mobile offers physical SIM cards or eSIMs, and switching can take as little as 15 minutes. I was easily finally able to activate an eSIM on my phone, and Mint Mobile just makes the whole process really easy, super simple, and you can get up and running in no time. As an added savings bonus, through January 15th, if you purchase a 3-month plan, you'll receive an additional 3 months free using my link, mintmobile.com/techverve. It's also linked in the description below, or you can scan the QR code that's on the screen right now. So if you want to save big like me on your wireless bill, but still have access to the largest 5G network, check out Mint Mobile today. Now let's get into editing. I edited this whole video on my Z Fold 4. Literally, this whole video was edited on my Z Fold 4. My editing application of choice was LumaFusion. Now LumaFusion is finally available on Android, and it's just great. I can't say enough great things about LumaFusion, honestly. This isn't a sponsored video by LumaFusion or anything like that. They're not paying me to say that. I just really like LumaFusion. It works really great, and it's such a powerful editing application, especially for a mobile device like a smartphone. I mean, I started this channel editing all my videos on LumaFusion on my iPad, and now it's finally available on my Fold. It's not free, it does cost $20, which is honestly a great deal for what you're getting. Now to make things even easier, I use LumaFusion on DeX with my Z Fold 4. I connected the Z Fold 4 to a monitor, that brought up DeX obviously. I connected a Bluetooth mouse and a keyboard to my Z Fold 4, and now I was editing on an actual monitor with a keyboard and mouse. It worked amazing. LumaFusion has all the keyboard shortcuts to make editing quicker, and even though you can edit on the actual Z Fold 4 itself using the touch controls, it's honestly so much better to have a keyboard and mouse and edit that way. It's so much quicker, it's easier, and DeX just makes it so much better. It actually feels like you're using an actual computer to edit a video on. That's how great DeX is with LumaFusion. Now, LumaFusion does take some time to get used to learn the basics, understanding where everything is and what you can do with the program. It does take some time. LumaFusion provides plenty of tutorial videos for you to get started with. Now, in this video, I'm not going to go through all of that on the basics of editing with LumaFusion. If you do want a video that kind of shows you the basics of editing with LumaFusion on Android, let me know and I can work on a video like that. But for this video, I'm just gonna go over my experience with editing on my Galaxy Z Fold 4 and what I did to make this whole video. And with LumaFusion, editing works great, it's fast, it's smooth, and exporting is also quick. There are plenty of transitions, titles, and more to choose from to kind of make your video stand out. And you can even do some basic color correcting on LumaFusion. And I like it because it's much more than just a simple video editing software. It's obviously not at the level of Premiere Pro or Final Cut, but it's much more feature-packed than Premiere Rush or iMovie. And yeah, this whole video with all the transitions and B-roll was edited on my Galaxy Z Fold 4 with LumaFusion. So in the end, I think the Galaxy Z Fold 4 is an amazing device. Not only does it have that folding display that's pretty great, but it has the performance to get a lot of work done and an impressive and improved camera system. And the ability to plug the smartphone into a monitor and use DeX is just a game changer. It's not simply just mirroring your phone's display and you just have a large Android phone on your monitor, but you actually have a desktop interface, which just makes getting work done really simple and easy to use. So, is it possible to film and edit your YouTube videos with the Galaxy Z Fold 4? Absolutely. This honestly might be the best non-iPad, non-laptop device to use as an editing machine. I did a video like this with the iPhone where I filmed and edited everything on my iPhone 13 Pro Max. I did that last year. And even though it was possible and you could definitely use that to get all that work done, the Z Fold 4 is just a step above it. And I just found using the Z Fold 4 for doing that task is just so much better. I'll leave a link to that video if you want to check out how I was able to film and edit everything on an iPhone. And of course, everything I mentioned in this video, software, accessories, everything will be linked in the description below so you can check it out for yourself. But what do you guys think? Is the Z Fold 4 a pretty impressive filming and editing machine? Let me know with a comment down below. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. If you want to see more videos just like this one on tech news, reviews, and opinions, make sure you're subscribed to the channel. Hit that notification bell so you don't miss any of our new videos, and I'll see you on the next one.